an unhealthy judge, it comes with an attack on our worth when we don't measure up to our standards. Whereas a healthy judge is not really a judge, it's more like a coach
Mm.
or a mentor that says, next time I want you to just try a bit harder and learn from your mistakes and experiment with this and try this. It's like what a good coach would do. And it's just very discerning, and it's good to be discerning, but that's different to moral judgment on our worth.
Yeah,
A lot of
great.
people confuse the two. Yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of people think, well, okay, I've got this judge in there, and I want to, unhook or have it disintegrate completely. Well, then I'll just be this wild animal performing all these heinous acts. And no, that's not the
exactly.
truth. There's a balance to be had, and I love the term that you use of healthy conscience, of a healthy human conscience. And
Yeah,
sometimes when we do something that's not to an actual standard of the conscience, then we might, I mean, we have the emotion of guilt for a reason as human beings. It's like that little tap on the shoulder that says, yeah, not, that not you, but that act not good enough. It's like that
yeah,
moral compass. And then
that's
what we
right.
would do from a healthy point of view is get that message and go, okay, great. And then move on with our life without our self-worth being attacked. But my God, most of us have that guilt monster sort of just perched on the shoulder, letting us know. I'll read this little passage because it ties into what we're talking about. Because when we decided to make this a topic of conversation for the deep dive here, it made me think about a lot of teachings that I got from Don Miguel Ruiz many years ago on the judge and the victim. And so I just sort of went back and revisited it because it was many years ago, and I found a passage that he wrote here, which
Oh,
ties
great,
in because what
great.
he talks about is the judge, exactly as we're talking about now, as a part of the psyche, and then there's the victim, and the victim is the one who cops the brunt of the guilt and the shame and the you're unworthy and not good enough. And that's a dynamic that plays out up here and in the body for most people forever. And so, just a couple of paragraphs here. Just as the government has a book of laws that rule the society's dream, our belief system is the book of laws that rule our personal dream. Now, Don Miguel talks about our life that we're living as a dream, which is kind of a Toltec philosophy. All these
Yeah,
laws exist in our mind. We believe them, and the judge inside us bases everything on these rules. The judge decrees, and the victim suffers the guilt and punishment. But who says there is justice in this dream? True justice is paying only once for each mistake. True injustice is paying more than once for each mistake. How
right.
many times do we pay for one mistake? The answer is thousands of times. The human is the only animal on earth that pays 1,000 times for the same mistake. The rest of the animals pay once for every mistake they make, but not us. We have a powerful memory. We make a mistake. We judge ourselves. We find ourselves guilty and we punish ourselves. If justice exists, then that was enough. We don't need to do it again. But every time we remember, we judge ourselves again, we are guilty again, and we punish ourselves again and again and again.
And again.
And if we have a wife or a husband, he or she also reminds us of the mistake. So we can judge ourselves again and punish ourselves and find ourselves guilty. And the final question he poses at the end, is this fair?